Well, good morning, folks, and I thank you all for watching. I thank all my subscribers, and it has been about 24 hours now since I laid down that first coat of green paint there, that forest green. And yeah, I tell you what, if I was going for that aged and weathered look, I'd just leave it at that and go ahead and flip it back over. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that second coat on there, and we're gonna go for the new look. But anyway, I'm going to have to hold off a day on putting down the second coat of paint because of the weather. We had a cold front push through, and it's about 40 some odd degrees out there, and I think 46 is the forecast high for the day, and it's about 55 degrees in here when I close down the garage door. So we're going to wait. I'll give it another day. Remember I said in that last video, a minimum cure time is 8 hours, maximum cure time is 7 days on this particular top coat right here, and so I do have time to come back and apply that second coat. And we're going to go ahead and follow the manufacturer's recommendation on that. They said in the directions the minimum temperature is 55 degrees, and it is right at that. Like I said, when I close down that garage door, we get a little bit of radiant heat through that door, and that's what warms it up in here. But at 55 degrees, that's right at the bottom of the recommended temperature range there. And so I'm just going to go ahead and wait. I'm not going to push it, and I will get out here tomorrow and put down that second coat of forest green. All right, folks, we will see you later. Okay, folks, I'm back. And that is the second coat of the forest green, and might have to come back down the sides and do a third coat. It was a little bit cool this morning. It's not quite flowing out as well as it did on that first coat. It was a little bit warmer that day, but overall I like it. I mean, the paint will do the job that it was designed to do, and like I say, you can kind of see some areas here on the side where I may have to come back. I'll probably put a third coat down each side. I'm not going to be so concerned about the bottom. Float pods look nice. But that's it. I think we will finally get to a point where I'm going to have to say, that's it. I'm going to live with it. And we're going to go ahead and flip it over and get it back on the trailer. Or I should say get it on the trailer. It's never been on the trailer. But yeah, just kind of wanted to show you that. And I see some areas like right in here. Yeah, I will do a third coat down that side. Like I said, I'm not going to worry so much about the bottom. I think the bottom will be fine. I think I've got one strake over there. Somehow, some way, I missed putting a second coat on that outboard strake right over there. And I guess, you know, in all the excitement and in the flurry of painting, I just forgot to do it. So I'll have to come back and hit that strake. Just some little touch-ups, that's all that's needed now. And I'll give that a full 7 days to cure, and then we will get that boat on the trailer. All right, folks, I will catch you later. Okay, folks, it is about 10 o'clock at night. I just got home from work. Actually, I got home from work about an hour ago, and I just finished applying a third coat to the sides of the boat, both sides. I did not put a third coat on the bottom. I did not feel like it needed it, but the sides did. That's what's going to be visible when it's sitting on a trailer, and even when it's in the water. Won't see the bottom so much, but the coverage on the bottom I felt was was pretty good to start with. A little bit thin maybe in a couple of areas, but for the most part I'd give that a grade A, or maybe a good strong B+. But I did feel like the sides needed to be touched again, so I just finished that. And it's kind of dark over here right now. You're probably not going to be able to see that, but take my word for it, that's covered just a whole lot better than it was this afternoon when I finished the second coat of that forest green. And I just had to wait the 8 hours. Remember, I mentioned that you need to wait 8 hours before applying another coat. And so I just went to work, put in my day at work, came home, and like I said, I just put that third coat down on both of these sides. I think that's going to do it. So now we're ready to roll this boat over and get it on the trailer. But before I do that, remember, I said it takes about 7 days, according to the manufacturer, for this to fully cure. So I'm going to give it 7, maybe 8 days. I may give it a little bit longer. I still need to get these bunks covered, and take my word for it, the bunks are underneath all the paint pans there. I've got to get those covered and get those bolted to the trailer. I will use my time wisely. While this is curing over the course of the next week, I'll get the trailer ready. All right, folks, I will see you when I get ready to flip the boat back over. Okay, folks, it has been 7 days plus now. Actually, I think it's been 9 days since I finished the paint job here. But I've been getting this side of the garage cleaned out. I had to stow my table saw over here. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've come up with a little bit of a game plan for getting the boat rolled back over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot it as far as I can in that direction over towards the wall. And once I get it lowered down to the ground, then I'm just going to pick it up and roll it. I'm going to use all this floor space right here and just roll it gently as I can back over on the bottom, and then we'll pick it up and get the trailer back underneath it. Now, the reason for the delay is because of the weather. It has been cold and rainy and nasty here for the last few days. I do have my bunks finished, but since my trailer is outside in the backyard, I have not been able to work on it. I need to get these bunks bolted on to the trailer before I attempt to bag it under the boat. You know, and of course that should be obvious, but that's what's going on here. I'm just waiting for the weather to get better, waiting for the rain to stop and for the temperatures to improve just a little bit. I mean, it hasn't been super cold, but you know, with the rain and the wind chill, and you know, it feels colder than it is, but still cold is cold is cold. So anyway, folks, I will get back to you just as soon as I get ready to get the boat flipped back over. I'll film that. Of course, I'll speed it up. Then once I get it on the trailer, then I'll be ready to start the completion work on the interior. Okay, folks, I will catch you here in a bit. Okay, so it has finally stopped raining. So it is time to go ahead and get these bolted on. And just like that, I've got them set in place. I don't have them bolted down just yet. I may have to move these bunks forward or aft just a little bit, but kind of get the general idea. I'm still getting this trailer configured. Still got to install my keel roller. I'm going to install that somewhere, I don't know, about 3-4 feet forward of the bunks, of the forward edge of the bunks, somewhere in this area. And so I've still got to work that out, and had to move the what do you call that thing? I had to move the winch forward, but the jack stand, I don't know. What do you call these things? Okay, trailer jack. All right. I was trying to think what you call that thing, but yeah, I've got to determine where I'm going to put that. I'm probably going to put that just immediately after the winch. The nose of the boat will rest right in this area, so the trailer jack will be clear of the nose of the boat, so I'm not worried about it hitting it. And I think that's about where the winch is going to end up. So just got to finish getting this configured for that boat, like I said. And then, of course, I'll be in the garage here shortly, getting the boat lowered to the ground so I can get it ready to flip over. All right, folks, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break from that trailer, and I'm going to start the process of very, very gently lowering the boat to the ground so I can get it ready to roll over. I had to pull my outboard out from underneath there. That's where I've had my outboard stored for past 8 or 9 months. And as you may recall, there is an outboard motor, 15 horse Tohatsu outboard in that box. Of course, I have it covered up with this tarp because I had a lot of fiberglass resins that were dripping all over the place, and I didn't want anything to drip through the box, or through any openings in the box, I should say, and get on that motor. So I just had it covered with that tarp, but I've got that pulled out, and I'm going to start lowering the bow to the ground. Got my ice chest there, and we'll just do it in steps. All right, here goes. Up. Almost forgot to show you this. I did get my bow eye bolted in, and so I've got to have something to hook the winch to when I get ready to pull this up on the trailer. So I had to get that installed, and I did have a little accident when I was putting that in. I chipped off a little bit of the plywood right in here, but we fixed that with some wood glue. And I guess what I did was I just forgot to clean some of the fiberglass resin out of that hole, and then I came out here this morning and proceeded to bang this little U-bolt in with a rubber hammer, and I just caught the edge of a little piece of plywood right here at the bottom, chipped it out, but we fixed that with the wood glue. All right, I will get back to lowering the boat to the ground. Okay, here goes. We're going to have to contend with some bright sunlight this morning. I can't do anything about that, but like I said, we're ready to go ahead and get that bow lowered on that ice chest. Here goes. Well, that was every bit as much fun as it looked. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the issue that I have right now. This boat is, as you might expect, heavier than it was when I turned over just the frame last year, when I flipped the frame over. I'm going to have to wait till my wife gets home, because this is a two-person job now. And it's really, if I tried to tackle this by myself, I have to lift the boat, kick this work platform out from under the back, and then lower it down on that ice chest, and I have to get that ice chest in position. And that is a ruptured disc waiting to happen, so I'm going to wait until this afternoon when my wife gets home from work, and I'll just have her pull that platform out while I lift the boat, and then she can work that ice chest into position for me while I hold it up in the air. I mean, it's not terribly heavy, but that would call for a lot of awkward twisting and bending right there if I try to tackle that by myself, and I really don't feel like ending up back in the hospital again. So we'll just wait. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to work on that trailer. I'll see you here in a moment. Okay, folks, I'm back, and with my wife's help, I finally got that aft work stand out from underneath the back end of the boat, and got the ice chest slid up underneath there. And actually what I did, I picked the back end of the boat up, and my wife slid the work stand out from underneath the back end here, and she slid the ice chest in place, and then I just lowered it down onto the ice chest. Did not record that, didn't see any need to. Now, one thing I did notice, the boat felt a little heavy. And so once I get it flipped back over, I'm going to take a look at the ribs and the keel beam, the stringers. And as you may recall, many months ago when I made those, I cut lightning holes and all that to try to reduce weight. And I may have to take out some more material. In other words, I might have to put the boat on a diet. We'll see. I'll take a look at that once I get the boat flipped over upright. Talk about this right here. This is some indoor-outdoor carpet that I picked up from Home Depot. I was going to use that for the padding material on the trailer bunks. I ended up just buying some dedicated material from Academy for that. They actually have trailer bunk padding, and says so on the package. So I just bought that from Academy, like I said, and used that. This has been in the closet ever since. I'm going to lay that down on the floor, and that's to keep from scratching up my nice shiny new paint job here. And I'm probably going to have to go back to Home Depot, buy a little bit more of that. I think you can get that in like 12-foot rolls, and they have it pre-cut. So I'll check into that tomorrow. I'll get all of that laid out on the concrete, and then we'll get the boat flipped over. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video right here. This video is getting a little bit long in tooth now. The run time, by the time I process and edit all this, is probably going to be pushing about 18 to 20 minutes. And you know, as I've said in the past, I like to keep these videos all in the 12 to 14 minute range. So this one's getting a little bit long. I'm going to go ahead and get this one uploaded. Hopefully here next few days, within next 4 or 5 days, I'll go ahead and flip the boat, and I'll record that when that happens. All right, folks, I do thank you all for watching. God bless each and every one of you. I pray that you'll have a safe holiday season. And as I always say, in all things, to God be the glory.